Hey everybody, welcome to Land Geek Nite Cap. Tonight we're kicking back with Jess and Dave Farmerly. They started this land gig just to make a little bit of extra income initially, so Jess could stay home with the kids, and now it's their full-time gig. Dave even quit his W-2, so we're going to hear their whole story. We're going to hear about their wins, their struggles, and everything else. We're going to hear about what a typical day looks like today, 4 years later. So pour yourself a bourbon or a beer or coffee and settle in. And remember, we are live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. So please jump in the chat, ask your questions, and hang out with us. So without further ado, Jess and Dave, welcome to Land Geek Nite Cap.
Thank you.
Cheers. Good to see you guys. Yeah. And as always, we're joined by John Burnett. John, eight is enough, Burnett.
Yeah.
John, 8 is enough, Burnett. Meaning your
you guys
children?
remember that show?
Yeah, I've got 6 children. There's eight of us total. So we just fit into a Suburban with 2 bench seats. So
yeah.
And took a very long trip with 6 kids, correct?
Yeah. It was, what was it? It was, let's see. Man, I think it was close to 20 hours of driving last week.
Wow. You're brave, John.
6 little, I am very brave. So, but it was good. We kind of I was telling Scott, we have perfected the car seat arrangement to minimize drama. And so we've got the barrier car seat in the middle and then the older kids on either side. And so it creates a wall and it works. It's great. So there were still figuring stuff
out. It's great.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Glad you had a good vacation, John. Hopefully you got some good R&R and the kids are all still alive.
They're still alive.
Good. But yeah, let's get down to tonight, the Land Geek Spotlight on Dave and Jess. So really what we're gonna do tonight, guys, is just ask you a few questions about your experience, and we do get some comments occasionally in the chat here that we might throw in. Jeff Storley's here. Ken Green is here. Ken, good to see you, man. It's been a long time. Daniel Bryan, Martin Kenchola, and others are tuning in. We usually get about 20, 30,000 viewers. Something like that, right, John?
Okay. Yeah. Somewhere around there. Give or take,
somewhere around there.
19,980, So
I mean, we're popular. What can we say?
Yeah.
So
that's great.
All right, Justin, Dave. So let's get to it. You guys started this in 2021. Let's start with what did life look like then, and what really made you decide to start this thing?
Yeah. So at that time, I was a stay-at-home mom. I had been previously a teacher for about 6 years, but when we had our oldest daughter, Lila, we have 3 kids, I got to stay home with our kiddos. But we had always said, kind of once our kids got to be school age, I would go back to, help support our family. So at that time, Rowan, our youngest, was 3, and we had a 5-year-old and then a 7-year-old. And Dave was working as an administrator for Northview Public Schools. Anything else you want to add to that at that time, what we were doing?
No.
Okay. So yeah, starting to come to the realization that okay, another year or 2, Rowan's going to be in school, starting to have some anxiety about potentially going back to be a teacher, remembering how many hours a day I spent, and just wondering can I be the mom that I want to be and be a teacher? So we had kind of started to mull around this idea of a passive income, and my brother actually came across a podcast. I'm not sure if it was Mark's, but it was the same kind of idea of this flipping dirt. My mom got on board, found Dirt Rich, told us to read it, sent us the podcast. We listened to it the summer of 2021, and we're like, that's cool. But honestly, we didn't really do anything about it at that time. few months later, we mentioned it to my sister-in-law, who's Dave's sister, and our brother-in-law, because they were looking for a stream of passive income. They started to do some research, got really excited about it. And it was kind of one of those things that it was like, wait a second, they're really excited about it. Like maybe we should be really excited about it too. So actually, I think, Scott, you helped sign us on to flight school.
Yeah.
We both joined at the same time. We each have our own separate land businesses, but we started flight school together. So yeah.
Yeah, that was a unique situation. You don't have many brother sister couple teams starting at the same time, but that had been pretty neat. I mean, you guys had an immediate accountability partner in your sister and brother-in-law, right, Jess?
We did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I would say when we get together, Christmas, Thanksgiving, we kind of talk land maybe too much sometimes. What's going on? And we just get excited about it.
It's fun to share stories.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly what you said. It's fun to be able to support each other, I think, mostly. What's working for you here? You have someone that can fill this role that we're looking for. So it works out well.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as what our lives look like, I mean, Dave was, I don't know, where are you going to work each morning? I don't know.
So when we started, I was a principal of an elementary school. And so I was there at 7 a.m. and I got home at 6 p.m. pretty much every day. And I was responsible for everything that I had about a staff of 40 people, 400 and almost 500 kids in the building. And it was a lot of work. After that, so I think that was the last year when we started was my last year's principal. I moved to central office. But I was solving everybody else's problems. Today, my wife and I went to a coffee shop by the river, and we sat on our computers and worked and talked, and came home, and I got the kids organized with lunch, and then we did a little more work, and then we took care of dance stuff. My daughter had dance tonight.
Eye doctor appointment.
Yeah, just kind of I'm solving my own problems at this point, and it's a beautiful thing. It took me a while to transition out of. It's not corporate world. Public education is not a corporation by definition, but it absolutely is in terms of structure and bureaucracy. So to transition out of that to doing our own entrepreneurship, it took a little bit of mindset shift, but it's one we wouldn't ever get back. It's been wonderful.
Yeah, we kind of went into it thinking we'll just supplement a little bit, and then I don't know that we ever dreamed it would be what it is today and have the freedom that we have now.
Yeah. So
it's pretty awesome.
That's awesome. And I think teaching is amazing, and being a school principal is amazing. My sister's a teacher and a principal, and like kudos to you guys. Like to me, it's such a thankless profession, I think, and it's really a travesty that it is. You guys mold our kids into being really great people. The thing with those professions, and same with healthcare, right, is you're constantly, like you said, Dave, you're constantly serving others, right? And you do that for a long time and a number of years, and it is fulfilling. But for me, I remember waking up one day and I'm like, when am I going to serve like my family or myself, right? Because I'm serving all of these other people, and yes, I'm having an impact, and I'm helping people get better, and I'm helping students and coworkers and that type of thing. But when that is all taking away from my family so significantly, it's tough, I think. So this business is great because it starts to buy back your time. And then I don't know about, I think for you guys probably too, I like woke up one day and I'm like, this isn't a side hustle anymore. Right. So like, talk about that moment. Like, when did you guys look at each other and say, you know what, this is more than a side hustle. Like we can work a little bit harder at this and like blow this up and quit our jobs and gain our full-time back.
I mean, I think for me, it was actually at the end of flight school, which we hadn't even sold a property yet. But I mean, I drank the Kool-Aid and I was like, this could, just hearing other people's success stories. I just was like, if we like persevere and just work really hard at this, I feel like it could be our thing, and you could quit your job someday. And we've worked hard and gotten to that point. So
We just wanted to be like John Burnett. Is really what it amounts to.
Right?
Motivation.
Everybody wants to be like that guy.
It's great.
Oh, we worked really.
There's
we
three
worked
more
hard.
kids, and then you're there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
The ship has sailed.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. But while I was working, we sat at the kitchen table every night for 2 to 3 hours working. So we put the time and effort in, and as that snowball kept rolling, I told you I moved to the central office. At that point, I got a new superintendent, and let's just say our personalities were not going to work to meet the needs of students. We weren't going to be able to work together to do that. So I was very grateful and almost humbled a little bit that we had the opportunity, for me to leave that job. I walked into her office and said, I'm finished. And the look in her face, because most people depend on that bi-weekly paycheck. I have a friend in the land business that says the two most addictive things in the world are heroin and a bi-weekly paycheck. And I think people are, reliant, rightfully so, on that. But we had the opportunity for me to walk in and say, thank you, but no thank you. And that was November 17th, 2023. And we haven't looked back since. So it's crazy. I remember that date, but it will be a date that lives very well in our memory because it allows us the freedom that we have now. We're going to do everything we can to protect that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's amazing. Cheers to you guys. That's awesome. Awesome story. Speaking of cheers, look who's here. The Zen Master.
Oh my goodness.
Hey.
Look at that.
He's
with the best
warming up
shirt
the
in the
keys.
entire world.
Yeah, just got done a little piano.
Yeah. Oh man. Mike,
funny.
good to have you join us. The Zen Master, Mike Zano, is here. We were just talking about Jess and Dave and how they just made the transition, Mike, from kind of the start of the side hustle to that impactful day that Dave quit his job, right? And I'm sure you remember that day, John. I definitely remember that day.
I remember the day too. It was I think it was April 4th, 2018 for me.
Wow.
When I quit. Yeah. Crazy.
What were your feelings?
It's been a while.
What were your feelings, John? Were you nervous? Were you confident? Were you?
I mean, I think kind of everything. Like we had like full confidence that the model was working, but it was also just I don't know. It was crazy. We actually recorded a video, which I should pull out again someday because we wanted to remember. Right? We wanted to remember because we knew, like where we're at now. We're like 7 years later. We wanted to remember why it was we did this. We wanted to remember working in the evenings and everything that we sacrificed to make this happen. And also just remember, I don't know, like one thing that stuck out to me then was this we got hand, foot, and mouth disease. which I don't recommend it.
You got it too? You and your wife got it, not just the kids?
Yeah, we got it. It was awful. We were popping the ibuprofen. We had our timers on, alternating ibuprofen and Tylenol and stuff. And my kids had it. And I had to stay home from work for like days. But like the thing that my son kept on saying over and over and over again was "Daddy's home, Daddy's home." And
oh man.
Man, it just broke me. And it was just such a good reminder of why we were doing this. And now I'm home. I make breakfast for my kids every day and sit down with them for breakfast and dinner, right? And we've got the life that we want. So anyways, sorry, I'm hijacking the podcast.
No, you're good. You're good.
Let me add that if I can. Jess and I joke. Our kids get mad when both of us are not doing something, whether it's a field trip or taking them to the beach. They don't realize it's not that we are abnormal. And I don't know if we ever would have thought we'd be in this position. So if someone's watching, we were absolutely in that mindset. I was going to be a career educator, and it just kind of worked its way to not being a career educator,
Mm-hmm.
but our kids don't know what it's like to not have mom and dad at home all the time. And uniquely in our situation, we get to spend pretty much all day together. So
we spend a lot of time
we spend
together.
a lot of time together, and I love this person here, so it works out well. But it's very special. So I don't know, I'm kind of oogling a little bit, but it just to reminisce and how far we've come and where we've come is pretty cool. So thanks for the opportunity to do that tonight.
Yeah. Talk about so when you guys were starting, I mean, something Val and I thought about a lot, especially just having kids and jumping in on this and working full time, figuring out, did you guys have any thoughts on how there's the work-life land balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And figuring out where land fits and where you silo time and make sure that you're still spending time with your kids and each other. How did you guys think about that as you were jumping into this?
Yeah.
So I think I would say we've gotten better at it, John. To give an example, Friday is during the summer family fun day. We do not work on Fridays. We typically go about an hour from Lake Michigan, so we typically go to Lake Michigan and just spend the day. We got all the hot spots, the ice cream spots, smoothie spots. We know them all. We go spend the day together as a family, and usually when the kids are off doing their thing, digging in the sand, splashing around, she and I just get to talk and decompress about the week and what's coming. So that's one example. We've also put in place designated times to have someone come and watch the kids and take them to what they need to do, almost a nanny type thing.
Summer is a different thing too, and
that's fair. I'm talking summer. We're in the midst of summer right now, but we have that designated time to devote to the respective business. So it's time on task, it's focused work, and then when that time is over, we get to shift that focus to our kids and make sure that they know we're there for them.
But when we were first starting, it was tough. I mean, Rowan was still, he was 3. He was home with me. So I tried to work, while he napped. I remember being having a lot of anxiety around taking a call when they were awake in case someone started screaming or hitting each other or, it was But honestly, I started just taking the calls, and I feel like on both the acquisition side and the sales side, it made me human to the people that I was talking to. So, if I had to, I'm so sorry, my kids are getting after each other. Most of the time it just softened them towards me. Sometimes I had to, say, can I call you right back? But yeah, I think in general, I don't know that I can think of a time where it hurt me other than me feeling a little mom guilt, should I be working right now or, spending time with my kids. So that's definitely a struggle, and putting in boundaries, letting the kids know, this is mommy's work time. I'm working, for the next 2 hours, and then devoting my attention to them. I think that's very important, setting up those boundaries and having a rest day, like Dave mentioned, where you're just taking time off. So
I think it's awesome that your kids expect you both to be there. It just shows how much more time you're with them now, and how much, just think of all the time you've gained back with them, and now it's just it's normal for them, but it's going to have such a huge impact down the road. I mean, my kids were a little older when I got into this. John, you have a very young kid. Mike, you and I are kind of similar, right? We're the old guys on the call, so we had the older kids.
Right.
But even still, I think my youngest was 7, right, or 8, and my oldest was 17 or 18. And about 3.5 years in, same thing, scaled back on the work, didn't quit altogether, but scaled back on the work. And that just opened opportunities to spend more time with the school age kids. So with my boys, I know in their more formative years in middle school and high school, that's where we really grew our relationship, which is pretty neat. Right. And so I'd say we're very close. And Mike, I'm sure you can say the same thing, that this business has, it helps. This business, it gives us financial security, but it gives us improved family relationships. For sure.
Security. I thought you were going to say that. I like that.
Yeah, family security. You're too quiet, Zainal. Come
Is
on.
that you complete
Chime
me?
in.
Did I get the you complete me? I thought you were going to say family security and family.
Oh, you want the sign? You want the?
Yeah, bring it up, please.
Yeah, you want the? You're just feeling the need to. You need
Well,
a little validation,
I
right?
failed the last broadcast.
With your complete me card.
It's a love story, if you guys don't know.
Sorry, that's my dog. As you guys will maybe see, there is a mic setting to reduce background noise, but it does not reduce background noise very well. So sorry for the dog there. But
I didn't hear your dog.
It does work.
Didn't.
Maybe it's gotten better then. Maybe it's gotten better. Awesome. So I don't know, Mike. Do you have any questions for Dave and Jess?
Well, I
got a
came in
couple
kind of
more.
late. Nice to see both you guys. I wonder if did you already talk about like how you divide the business up? Like, what maybe each one you might be in charge of, or how you divide duties, or did you already do that?
Not yet.
Yeah, I'd love to know. Is there certain aspects that you each individually love that maybe you feel more drawn to, or like how do couples work together? People want to know. It's a great topic.
Well, I think we've had different seasons in the business. I think when we started out, well, I guess really a lot through it. You did more of like the back end type stuff, and I did more of like the forward facing things, talking to people. You set up a lot of the systems and processes. You look like you're going to add something to that.
I was just thinking if one would look at my face and then look at Jessica's face.
Oh my goodness.
One could understand Jess is forward facing and I am behind the scenes. So I say that, but I set up a lot of the systems, the automations. That was my job to support the front facing aspect. And she did a lot of on the onset, and we've hired a lot of this out and put SOPs in place and things like that.
Right.
But getting the land, selling the land, when we first started out, that was Jess. And I did all the support, infrastructure building, for lack of a better term, in the background. So that's kind of how we started off dividing the business and just kind of piece it together and figured it out from there.
I love how you position this as a family business too. It's really, I've heard, other people just talk about worrying about taking intake calls, sales calls, kids making noise, but also heard they echoed the same, feeling that it humanized them. And people were like, oh, you're a mom, I trust you, So I think that's a really great message where people feel like, well, how am I going to find quiet time without my kids here? But you don't really need to. You can embrace that. You can be the mom, but also make sales and talk to people, because I always tell people it's not about buttoning the shirt up and being like a salesperson. It's about being real and presenting yourself and that's how you build trust and connection, by being the real you that you are, whether it's with your kids at home or not.
Yeah.
But Mike always leaves his shirt unbuttoned.
Sorry, go ahead.
Choke me, John. Choke me.
Oh man.
No, I was just going to say, anytime I have a chance to humanize myself, I do. Even if it's just hey, I'm dropping off my daughter at dance. Can I call you? Can I call you in 20 minutes? Or, I'm making dinner right now. I'm happy to talk to you. I don't have my computer in front of me right now, though.
Yes.
Any chance I get, I just feel like it always helps.
I think so, because there's a lot of online, all kinds of stuff online, and people have natural doubts. Is this real? Are these people real? But when they hear the kids in the background, they know that, oh, this is a family person. Like it just connects, right? It's trust. They think of their mothers, they think of their family, and it builds trust very quickly.
For sure. Yeah, we throw our family pictures out there whenever we can. Offer Zoom calls if they want.
You gotta tell them to make more noise. All right, kids, I'm going on a sales call. Make a lot of noise. Mommy needs to make a sale. Let's go. Fight with each other. Let's go.
They don't need encouragement.
Yeah, they don't.
They
That's
just
quiet.
do that anyway.
Come on, let's go.
And it's usually on cue right when we get on the phone.
Yeah,
It's
for
when
sure.
they're
They know.
They need something. They're hungry.
I think that's true, Dave. I think that kids just know. As soon as your tension wavers, even like a percentage.
Absolutely.
Whoa, what just happened? Boom, they attack.
We came in yesterday. I was on a call, and my youngest came in, and he had a cold cloth on his face. I said, "What are you doing?" "I'm putting tattoos on my face."
Nice.
Okay. Well, other guys.
I'm gonna make a tattoo.
He was laughing, and now he's had a tattoo on his face for the last couple of days. So
That's hilarious.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think along the same lines, guys. I think this is we get we get people all the time who are nervous to move forward in this business and have those conversations with people. And I think just one little other thing I would say is just spend time on these calls, telling these people who you are. Right? It's all about conversations. Like if you want to buy land. This is for everybody on the call who's like contemplating this business. If you want to buy land, we've all bought a ton of land just getting on the phone and talking to people, right? Mike Zano's the best at it. You just get on the call. People have their guard up a little bit when you first talk to them, and they're like, "Who the heck is this guy?" And then after 30 seconds of talking to Mike, he's like your best friend already. And then you never know what's going to happen in a conversation where the guy becomes your best friend in 30 seconds, right? Like you're buying a property right then and there from this guy because you know, like, and trust him. But it is really about just kind of live in the moment with these people, ask them questions, get to know them, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yes.
I mean, I can't tell you how many conversations I had with people when I first started doing this about hip replacements and knee replacements and all that type of thing. One of my best land deals ever. I bought 60 acres my first year in the land business. It was life changing. She was on the verge of having hip replacement. And we talked about it on the phone, I don't know, multiple times, right? So, you get to know these people. They get to know, like, and trust you. You get to know, like, and trust them. And amazing things can happen on the buy side and on the sell side, right? It's just it's a matter of just helping people out with a problem.
I don't think we can say it enough, Scott, that a lot of people, when they come to this business, they get really anxious about the calls, talking to people.
Yeah.
And we can't say enough that you just have to be yourself. It's just like, you don't have to be like polished. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real. And even if you were like brand new doing this, it's like, hey, just so you know, this is my first time actually selling a property. And I'm going to be really transparent. I'm going to probably over communicate. And I really love if you would like maybe even be a referral for me later on after you like really feel like I've helped you. And just being honest. You don't have to be like, oh, I've done this a million times, right? Because that's disingenuous, right? But if you're real, people will feel that. And just be who you are.
Come as you are, Mike Zano.
What song is that?
It's Nirvana, man. It's Nirvana.
I just put an order in for limoncello. Hopefully it comes soon.
My thought is we try and share the fact that I'm going to go out and mow the lawn after the phone call.
Yeah.
Again, it's just, we're normal people. Yes. If someone is listening, we're just Jess and Dave. All we did is we worked really hard at it. That's what we did.
Yes.
We're not geniuses. We just worked really, really hard at it. And it is not easy, but it can be deep. And it provides you, and we kind of talked about at the beginning, it provides you the freedom that we discussed. The other thought I want to add in here, I have to smile at Jess. She often becomes the therapist for a lot of the people we talk.
Oh, land therapy.
Well, she just listens. And to Mike's point, when people feel comfortable with you, she gets into conversations about who knows what. And oftentimes it's, hey, I got to go do this. We accomplished what we needed to in the first 5 minutes, and then we just spent 15. So it's not the most productive, but what it does is it establishes that relationship. And so I can't tell you how many of those people have bought multiple properties from us.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it is productive. I think that people love to talk. They love to talk about themselves, their interests. And if you give them let's face it, not everybody has someone who has who's going to listen to them, right? But if you listen to them, it builds trust as well, right? It can really, so just being just real and human, and that can build so much trust. Like you said, Dave, they'll come back and they'll buy again. You guys ever had anybody that actually was interested in how you do what you do? Like they buy from you, but also then they're like, well, how can I do what you do? Does that ever happen?
Oh, yeah, certainly.
Yeah, it has happened a few times.
We just met with a guy at Starbucks that.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, I think it happens more than we do. Yeah, we remember.
He wasn't someone who reached out to purchase a property. He
just wondering why the two of you are available in the middle of the day at Starbucks. Like, what are you doing together here?
He knew that we knew Mike Zano, and he said, if you know Mike Zano. But yeah, people just, it's intriguing. It's fun. It's really cool to be able to buy and sell land and say that that's your job. It's really
Yeah.
Mhm.
people are
It's really
interested in
making connections, right? You know, and I think that, what you're saying about Jess is true. We joke about land therapy, but there are many people out there that own property that don't want it anymore. They may have bought it, but they'll let it go at a steep discount. If somebody will just listen to them, it's like they're releasing the property, right? And they're telling you the story behind it, and they just want to express that. They want someone to listen, and then when they're done, they're ready. They just buy it at a discount and make some money on it. So, and they're happy. And they're very happy with it.
I'll add a quick story about that. We bought 150 some properties from 120. Excuse me. I'm not trying to embellish. I actually have a number. But 120 from the same lady. But she and her husband, the reason I brought it up, she and her husband had purchased all of them together, and she was a little cranky at first. But
a little is being nice.
So that, I'm trying to under embellish. No, she was very cranky. But as Jess got to know her and establish that relationship, to your point, Mike, it was almost the telling of her husband's story and what they did together, and it was almost cathartic. And then at that point, she was able to sell them, and I believe, did it at a price point that made everybody happy.
Yes.
We had to get there, but it was because Jess listened and established that relationship that
Yes. There's like a shift there, isn't there, probably, Jess, in the conversation where all of a sudden it just clicks.
Sure. Yeah. You can tell them their tone of voice. Yeah, it just completely changes.
They know you're real. I mean, you're being very real, and you are solving a problem for her, right? At this point, like you said, life has moved on, and
her husband had passed away, and she just was stuck with them. So
yeah.
Mike, do you remember that story about Dr. Bob Demick? And he was buying a property. This was way back when, probably your first boot camp, probably my first boot camp, or you went before me. But he was buying a property from 4 sisters. They were all like joint tenants, and like 2 of the sisters got along, but the other 2, none of the sisters got along. Like there was this huge family feud. And Bob took it upon himself to have a conversation with each sister.
Oh my God.
And he's like, it really helps if we can kind of get all on a call together. And like, he actually did bring these sisters back together after years of them not communicating. And he got thank you letters from them, thanking
That's
him.
amazing.
He was like the catalyst. He was the catalyst in repairing their relationship.
Wow. That's the ultimate story, isn't it?
that's
the ultimate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bob. I remember Bob Demick. Yes, of course. I don't know the story specifically, but I remember him.
Yeah. I'm sure John's bringing people together all the time. I mean, just with his demeanor.
John looks like a connector.
Every day. Yeah. It's great. I mean, well, it is like, I think what you guys are talking about is really true. Like, it is just about problem solving. Like, if you can identify somebody's problem and then come up with a solution that works for them and works for you. And we're pretty upfront with people, right? And like, we don't do the super hard sale or anything like that. But when you get that trust, like, it really clicks, right?
That's awesome.
Mark used to always say to me, new problem, good problem. A new problem is meeting somebody that has this problem, right? That's a new problem, but it's a good problem because you're going to help them solve it. Oh, limoncello. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Limoncello.
Well, we do have a few questions for Dave and Jess from the audience. We haven't really interacted with the audience very much, so we should probably bring them in a little bit. So
all right,
here's the first one. Here's the first one from Daniel Bryan. So I think at the heart of this question is like, what kept you guys going? So was it the success stories, or what else was it? And I think he's alluding to the fact that maybe he's feeling a little frustrated because he's early on in the process and maybe his mailers aren't hitting. So what would you guys say to Daniel?
Well, mailers not hitting is a good thing. It's hard to see it. I hated that response when I first started. Hated it. My other least favorite response is, well, it depends. And that always seems to be the case in this business as well. It depends. But my encouragement is, as you continue to get experience, that mailer is a data point at which you can learn. So whether it's the area, whether it's your price point, whether it's who you're mailing to, I would sit down and take some time and analyze what you did, why you did it, and how you did it. And then take that and improve upon it or shift it somehow, some way to do something a little bit different. And as you continue to do that, you're going to start hitting. It took some repetition and some belief, some faith on our part.
Mm-hmm.
2 hours, 3 hours every night, continue plodding through, looking forward to that freedom dream to get us through that. But as you do it, it will work. It will happen.
I think perseverance is what sets apart the people who are successful in this business and the people who aren't, who give up. We have anybody who's successful in this business has had dips, has had hard times where they feel like, is this going to work for me? Questioning, doubting. But it's the people who problem solve, like Dave said, take action, persevere. That's the difference. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just
yeah.
Jess and Dave. We are not special. We just worked really hard at it and stuck to it.
Yeah, failure is
talk about so thinking about Jess, you talked about how the moment that things clicked and you guys really pushed forward, you guys hadn't had any sales yet. And so how did you guys persist then and still have such optimism about it? Because it is sometimes that's an inflection point where you can choose to let everything go, or you can keep forward, and that's the point where things click. So what made that happen for you both?
Well, I'm going to add some context to that, John. We signed up for coaching having not made a sale. That was a huge financial commitment. And I say that we haven't discussed the many sleepless nights in making those decisions. We're pretty strong in our faith. There was a lot of prayer that went into it. There was a lot of discussing as a team. Is this what we want to do? What's best case scenario? What's worst case scenario? Is it worth it? And then once we made those decisions, we worked really hard, full steam ahead on them. So yeah, there is that aspect of it, but yeah, I'm gonna cut you off. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, it's okay. Can you repeat your question one more time?
Sorry.
You were asking, how did we get through the dips, or how did we persevere about the sales?
Persevere at that point. So when you guys were at that point, you guys hadn't made any sales, and then you doubled down, right? And so talk about that point of persistence and not giving up, and what made you guys keep going then.
Yeah. So, well, one thing, once we decided to start coaching, the day we signed up, we had our very first sale. So we kind of took that as confirmation, and we held on to that, because the first few months of coaching, you got this adrenaline and excitement going in, and you're like, okay, things are going to start rolling now. And that doesn't always happen. Sometimes it happens, but sometimes it doesn't. So, I mean, there were some times where we fell into that comparison trap, and we were, looking at other people and going how are they getting these sales? I feel like we're doing the same thing that they're doing. Or why aren't we getting this response from these mailers, So I'm very thankful for the community, for our coach. Tate was our coach, and the other people that were going through coaching, and then, going to the virtual boot camps and listening to Grill the Geeks. I don't know, just staying connected with community for me was very big, and just remembering, we just have to keep persevering. But if it had not have been for that community and Tate just kind of being you guys are doing the right things, you need to keep doing it. Pull up your big girl panties and just keep going. I don't think, if it wasn't for the coaching, I don't know. I don't think we would be where we are today. 100%. I don't know. So yeah, it was tough, but just keep taking action.
Very helpful.
It's a leap of faith. It's a leap of faith, and it is a risk, right? And Mike and John, we talk about this all the time. To become an entrepreneur, right? What's the definition of an entrepreneur? Somebody who takes a risk with their money and their time to grow something new, to grow a new business, and we've all done that, and it's scary. I mean, I was so scared on my first coaching call with Scott Todd. He stopped the call and said, "Scott, what's wrong?" He literally did that. I was biting my nails. He was like, "Scott, what's wrong?" And I told him. He's like, just take a deep breath. Everything's gonna be okay.
That's awesome. I like that story.
Just do what we tell you to do, and everything's gonna be fine. And he was right. Like I just showed up like you guys did. I'm not special. I'm not a business guy. I'm a healthcare guy. I just showed up and I did what he told me to do, and I did 30 deals my first year. Right? It's a marathon, not a sprint. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. But when you start something like this and then persevere and you show up every day, and then you get to that year one point and you can look back and see how far you've come in that year, it's pretty phenomenal, the personal growth and development that occurs, I think, when you do something like this. So,
do you guys feel like it's funny? Valerie and I, we were on Mark's podcast like back in like 2018, like a long time ago. And it's funny looking back on that. I feel like I can hardly recognize myself because like I just feel like I've grown so much across this entire journey. Do you guys have anything like that? Like, do you guys feel like different people on this side of land investing, or do you feel like it's just kind of been the same?
I know I do. I have so much more confidence than I did going in. I would have never. Yeah, I just would have never ever thought that I could like have a help in building a business. And one that leaves a legacy for our children. It just is. It's one of the coolest things I've ever done. So I think for sure my confidence has grown. I don't know.
Well, to Jess's point, I would add our kids. I mean, they see what we do, but our oldest is 11. She's already talking about her getting her white Jeep Wrangler, which is great. But she's going to buy and sell some land to earn some money to do that. So this is meant to be a legacy business because land is forever. I mean, it's not going to go away. And if we can teach that skill to our kids and have the system set up to do it efficiently, it's going to be something that will help our family for a long time. And then this is kind of off topic, then run everything through our IBC policies. And that thing is going to be in our family forever. So to John's point, we have certainly met people. We've learned things. Just making those connections opens doors that we never would have thought possible. So I have a very good friend and business partner now out of Minnesota, and our family spend time together. We just went on a fishing trip to Canada, but we met him at a Land Geek conference. And just getting out and meeting people and making those connections has changed us for the better, because a lot of people have great things to offer. And if you open yourself up to that risk and to that opportunity, good things will follow. It just has happened and will continue to happen as we do it moving forward too.
That's very nice. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you, guys. Daniel Bryan says, Jess and Dave, you're living his dream. Kids are about the same age and have lost a lot of his time to the military. Parental presence is huge. So you can hear a lot about Daniel why there in that statement, which is pretty awesome.
That why is a big thing. You got to keep thinking about that why.
Exactly.
Use it as motivation.
Ken Green's here, man. He's like the
Ken is
original...
like karate brother. I love Ken Green. He's been around forever. He's probably, I don't know, Ken, are you overseas right now? You typically over in Italy, or you're just practicing karate around the world? I'm very jealous of you, Ken. Love you, brother.
Ken, you doing land deals? Tell us. Here's a great question, great practical question, guys. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the results of this whole thing, right? You guys have gained time freedom, and you've gained your family relationships are stronger and better, and you're better parents, and your kids are going to be better because of it. But what if somebody just found this and they're like, how do I even begin? Right? So this is from Brooklyn. What's the best way to begin? She's been doing her research, but is nervous. How do I start putting it all together? Any simple, practical steps you could give Brooklyn, since she just found out about this whole land investing thing?
Sure. Well, I'll tell you what we did, Brooklyn. I mean, just straight up, we were very, very pessimistic as a work. Scott Boston, he seemed like a shady dude, and he was the first person we talked to.
I had a lot of phone calls with you guys.
You did. Thanks for being patient with us.
But I say that, Brooklyn, because what we did is we started in one of the cheapest places you can start. New Mexico, and we wanted proof of concept. But what we did is we were okay with making mistakes, and we worked really hard at it in the cheapest place possible. That's how we started. And as those deals went, $100 here, $1,000 here, the opportunities came in, and we just found ourselves buying and selling more and more land. And it was, we got to set some systems up here, so we're not doing everything on our own every time. And that's slowly how we began to scale our business. So there's no one, I would say, right way. There are certainly guidelines and things that you want to kind of do in order. But we just started in the cheapest place possible, and we were okay with making mistakes. So I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
I mean, I just think community and having people that have gone before you is such a huge thing. So I'm not sure if you're trying to start this on your own or if you've got the toolkit. Is it called the toolkit anymore? I don't know. Flight school coaching. We were okay with making mistakes, but we weren't so okay with making mistakes that we were brave enough to just go at it on our own. I like having some sort of guideline of where I should go next. And I think that was huge for us. And I think it's important when you're starting out, so you're not blindly, blindly just stepping out.
I love the fact of what you guys are saying here, because I often tell people you can build momentum on small deals. It can be a $500 deal or a $5,000 deal. You're going to go through the same process, the same step.
Right.
I always equate it to like a football player, although I don't know anything about sports, as we all know, but I can imagine a football player in a small town. They push him too quickly into a bigger arena, and he could fail. But if he was kind of trained and and brought along properly, he could really shine later on. So you can build momentum on these small deals, just like that football player, and make the mistakes where it's going to hurt, but it's not going to destroy you, right? A $500 property is not going to kill you, but you're going to learn a lot from that. And so I just think that's a great answer, that you could start small. And I always say, perfect it in the micro and then blow it up in the macro.
Yeah, gain
That's
that
a
confidence.
Zenalism right there, man.
Blow it up in the
Oh,
macro.
If I get a mic drop, I got a mic drop. I never get mic drops.
Good on you. That was a good mic drop. It was a mic drop for sure.
Yeah.
I think what I would say to Brooklyn is it's hard to know where you're at. Like, are you on the verge of doing land deals, or are you just like gathering information? And what I love about this community is, Mark's been podcasting a really long time. There's so much you can just learn on your own. And, I think of it, so typical physical therapist, Brooklyn, right? I think of things on a scale from 0 to 10. Okay. So if I were to ask you today, like on a scale from 0 to 10, where do you feel you're at with this whole thing? Like where 10 is you're going to do it, 0 is you're not going to do it. Where are you on that list? Where are you on that scale? If you're at like a 5, gather more information, learn more, read Mark's book. He's got 2 books. Listen to some podcasts. Listen to podcasts like this where we feature successful clients. And if you're feeling yourself come up on that scale and you're like at 8 or 9 or 10, I know I want to do this, then schedule a call and we'll talk to you about it. And there's like no pressure. It's just we'll help you develop a plan to get started, whether you have $1,000 or $50,000 to get started. And Mike, you can start this with $1,000.
Yes, you can.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
My
awesome.
kind of a funny story. We just purchased the property, and I was looking through the deeds that we got, to check our chain of title. And we just purchased a property that you had purchased, and then you must have sold it wholesale to Mark and Kate, and then they sold it, and now we just purchased it from those people. And
wow.
I think we've even sold it already. I'd have to double check, but I was like, that's so cool. We're just like,
that's awesome. I've purchased a property once. I think it was 3 times. So I bought it from somebody. I sold it to somebody else. I bought it back from that person. I sold it wholesale to another investor. I bought the note from that investor. and then they defaulted, and then I sold it again. I think that's, I don't know how many times that was.
That's a crazy story.
Hopefully your marketing for that property was dialed in at that point.
Yeah, it was
You had
great.
three tries at it. So that's cool.
That's awesome. Mike, Ken Green is living in Colorado, but in Europe 7 months out of the year and doing land deals from Italy. That's not a bad
Ken,
life.
I want to see you at Dirt Rich in November. Are we talking about that? The first week of November out in Austin? Ken,
Yeah,
hop, skip,
Dirt
and
Rich
jump.
Summit.
You could be there, Ken.
The Dirt Rich Summit. Let's see, John. Can you find the dates on that while I'm putzing around over here?
I'll see what I can do.
I'm going to put it on. I'm going to make a banner. We're very fancy on Nite Cap, if you guys haven't noticed.
I love the question thing.
Banners, Q&A, all sorts of vantage points. Yeah, it's we've upped our game around here. That's what 20,000 viewers does for you. Gets you new fancy tools. So the Dirt Rich Summit is John, the dates?
It's coming. Stall. Okay, wait, no, I've got it.
Isn't it?
I know it's beginning of November, but I don't.
It's first weekend in November.
Let's see.
The 1st and the 6th, isn't it?
November 6th through 8th.
Oh, 6th to the
November
8th.
6th through the 8th, 2025 in Austin, Texas. So
So Ken Green, be there. We're hanging out.
we're hanging out. Dirt Rich Summit. Justin, Dave, you guys going?
Possibly.
We're gonna try to be there. Yeah. Got those
Are
kids.
you gonna be there?
Only if Scott Boss.
I'm going to be there.
Okay.
We're going to be there, right, Zano? John?
We'll be there.
Yeah.
We do a Nightcap live there, aren't we?
Oh,
I
that's
don't
cool.
know.
Oh, we're always live on Nightcap, but we're going to do Nightcap there.
That'd be
That'd
fun.
be extra.
Fun.
That would be fun. Well, we've come up on an hour, and this was an awesome, guys. It was awesome to hear your story. Awesome to see you both again, and just it's amazing to hear that you're doing so well and that you come so far. Because really, it's only been what 4 years?
I mean, it hasn't even quite hit 4 years yet. If we're getting technical. December it will.
I mean,
So
yeah, it'll be 4 years in December. And look how far you guys have come, and how much you've learned, and how many land deals you've done. And it's just I don't know. I may weep. It's motivating. It's very motivating. It's very cool to see.
November 17th will be 2 years out of my W-2.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
I'll have to
amazing.
go out to dinner again. So it's possible. Just gotta work
Yeah.
hard at it.
Mhm.
Got to work hard, exactly. So
Mhm.
awesome. Ken, how do you get tickets? Go to thelandgeek.com/Dirt Rich Summit, maybe. Or I bet if you just use that powerful search engine, Google, just type in Dirt Rich Summit, you'll find the checkout link for that. And awesome. Well, thank you guys very much for coming. Next week, should we tell them what's coming next week so we can let the viewers know ahead of time?
I want to
Whoa.
know.
Oh yeah.
All right,
I want to know
Little-
too. Tell me.
little preview.
Tell me. Yeah, we need to know. Let's tell us.
Tell you. Okay, so you guys can prepare. You guys can prepare for the week. Nite Cap episodes. We even have an episode sheet and like topics that are
Good for
assigned
you.
and stuff. Yeah, I know it's craziness. Let's see. Next week is July 22nd. 5 land investing habits that successful investors practice that beginners do not practice.
Oh,
So, Zano, I'll let you think about that for the week.
You sounded
Come
just
with an
like,
action plan.
I just felt like I was on Jeopardy the way you said that.
you gotta come up with 3 of them.
Think about that. Final answer.
Well, we'll show up next week and we'll see what happens with a bourbon or a soda or whatever next week. Limoncello, yes. Thanks everybody for coming. Have a good night and reach out with any questions. Thelandgeek.com. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys, for being here.
Good night.
See ya.
Enjoy.
Thanks.